Welcome to Podnutz Daily for October 10th, 2008, episode number 96. Okay, I'm going to, like I said before I started recording, I'm going to make this a quick episode because the Phillies are on and I got to watch them. I'm a fan. And it's the playoffs, so we're going to roll through this. Installed, okay, we had a Media Center Media Center HP computer come in. The customer had installed Vista Ultimate on it. Now, what happened was his hard drive crashed, and we couldn't get the operating system up and running. So what we decided to do was reinstall Vista. Now, I didn't know it was Vista Ultimate. We had no idea what version of Vista it was, and I didn't have the disk, his disk, so I didn't have the product code. So if we were going to reinstall Vista on this machine, we would need the product code because the product key. Because the system originally came with XP, he upgraded to Vista, so the sticker on the side of the computer would be no good for Vista. Anyway, we used from Magic Jelly Bean. It's called the Magic Jelly Bean Key Finder, and it's cool because we knew that you could run Magic Jelly Bean Key Finder and find the product key for operating system you're actually running. But this was we had to do this from a separate hard drive because his operating system was crashed, so we couldn't get it up and running to run the key finder. So we had to do it from make his drive an external drive, and it was still able to find the key. We actually used Ultimate Boot CD for Windows, and we had Magic Jelly Bean Key Finder on a flash drive. We booted from Ultimate Boot CD for Windows. We used Jelly Bean Key Finder on a flash drive on the actual HP Media Center. So we didn't take the hard drive out and use it as an external. Forget what I said before. The hard drive was kept inside. It's just we weren't running the operating system. We ran Ultimate Boot CD, then ran Magic Jelly Bean. It worked great. We found the key and then reinstalled Vista, and everything was cool. There was a Dell laptop that came in. Sorry, one of my little light things came off. Had an Inspiron 1100 Dell laptop that came in. Customer brought it in to remove viruses. So I plug it in, I turn it on, and he just wanted a clean sweep. So I plugged it in, turned it on, I started to reinstall Windows. Halfway through the installation, the thing shuts down completely. Power is completely dead. I hit the power button, nothing. Used power, battery, AC adapter, both nothing. I checked the voltage on the AC adapter, nothing. This thing just basically died on my desk. So I'm thinking, and this is usually the case, the customer was having power problems but didn't tell us about it. And then, we're trying to work on his system. It keeps crashing. And then after he comes back and we tell him, look, this thing has power, or we call him and say, look, this thing, we can't get through Windows. He'll be like, oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. I forgot to mention the power problem. That's what I thought was going to happen with this guy. So this guy came back in. I said, look, I tried to work on your computer, but it kept crashing on me. I asked him, this has been happening to you, right? He's like, no, never. I'm like, the computer just stopped working on me twice and it just died. He's like, no, it never happened to me. So I can't imagine what we possibly did to cause his computer to crash, but it dies completely. Then every once in a while, after you kind of tap it around and bang it a little bit and put the AC adapter in and out a couple times, it comes back on and then crashes again or just dies again. In my experience with those computers, it's the motherboard, especially on those Dell Inspiron 1100s, not the 1000, 1100s, the 5100s, the 5150s, and the 1150s. They just love to overheat and fry the motherboard. Anyway, I'm going to look at it on Monday and see what's going on with it, but I hate when that happens and the customer thinks that you broke it when you actually didn't do anything. Okay, replaced 2 tips on the power jacks or AC power adapters today for 2 laptops. I consider it the cheap way of fixing a power adapter for a customer instead of him going out and spending $70 or $80 more at Best Buy to buy a universal power adapter for a laptop. You could buy an adapter plug at Radio Shack for like $6, just the tip, and then you could solder that onto the original power adapter because that's usually the tip that goes bad. Oh, God, Ryan Howard's up, guys. I gotta watch this. Okay. All right. I wish I had TiVo. I would tape it. Let's see what else we got here. Had another Dell Inspiron. This is interesting. It was a B120 or a B130 Inspiron. Okay, he struck out. On this computer, when we had the battery in, the computer would not start. When we took the battery out, the computer would start with the AC adapter. We tried a different battery in the machine. It worked with the AC adapter. So we know it had a bad battery. It also, incidentally, had a bad AC adapter and a power jack problem? No, I don't think a power jack problem. Bad battery, bad AC adapter. That's pretty much it. Anyway, the computer was a mess. We're going to be working on that. But it was odd that I haven't seen too many computers that the battery causes it not to power on. But in this particular case, the battery did. Oh, and I remember the tip that a couple episodes ago about if that happens, what the steps to do. I think you pull the battery out, you put the AC adapter in, you put the battery in while the AC adapter's in, and maybe it would kick the battery into shape. I got to try that. I forgot about that today as I was testing it, but that was a tip that one of the listeners gave me on a show. Okay, the Great Tech Debate is tomorrow. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To watch it live, just go to thegreattechdebate.com. There's only a placeholder in it right now, so there's nothing up on the site really. But there will be tomorrow before 1. So if you want to watch a show live, just go to that site. It'll either tell you how to watch it from inside Second Life, or you can watch it live on Ustream. I'm going to have both set up. Mike Smith from the Mike Tech Show cannot make the show tomorrow, so I'm going to have somebody else on. Sorry to hear that Mike couldn't make it, but that's what's happening. And I want you guys to tune in if you can. It'd be great. Okay, I'm going to play a voicemail real quick. I'm going to play 2 voicemails. Eric, I don't have time for the third one, but I'll play Eric's on Monday. And by the way, it's Eric Fiore. He got mad at me, even since I'm Italian, for not being able to pronounce his name. So, Eric, you're right. In my true Italian heritage, I should have instinctively pronounced your name correctly. But let's play this voicemail from 2 voicemails real quick.
Yes, Steve, this is Pauliala calling again from San Antonio, Texas. I just listened to your show where you had a response to my previous recommendation of setting up a Linux-based server for free that would allow your offsite backup service to be offered to your clients. And the comments mentioned that you could use SSH instead for secure tunneling to transfer the data over rather than FTP. While normally that's true, SSH is more secure and is the preferred method for accessing servers remotely, especially by admins. The reason I recommended FTP to begin with is because it's much easier to use, and Windows already has a built-in